Today we are going to be ranking all of the Stardew Valley NPCs. We're starting off with Abigail. Controversial opinion. She's a little bit overrated. I know that's a dangerous opinion to have in the Stardew Valley world. Having said that, I do appreciate the fact that one, she's a real, like, meme. There's that little bug, or maybe it's not a bug, maybe it's intentional, where you gift her something that's like a rock, like an amethyst, and she'll say, delicious, and that's just hilarious to me. And I also appreciate that she's a gamer. I think I'm gonna give her... I'll be generous, let's put her in here. Alex is one that I think is pretty unpopular because he's like a bit of a jock. Fun fact, I actually, married Alex in my first playthrough, but I got bored of him, so I divorced him and then wiped his memory. So I've always felt very guilty about the character of Alex. Alex is really easy to get to know in the game because if you have a chicken coop, he likes eggs. So I used to literally pick up an egg from my coop every single day and go take it to him. He's often standing in exactly the same spot, just outside his house. He's also quite sweet. Some of his cutscenes are quite sweet. There's one of them where he takes you for a romantic meal in the back of the Stardew Valley saloon. I'm gonna put him in A. Because of this dude is the bouncer from the casino at the back of the Oasis. So he's not really much of like a character, like a big character. But I was just taking a look at the Stardew Valley wiki. This is something that I found like low-key horrifying. So it says, if the player does not currently have the club card and tries to get past the bouncer by using the sword swing glitch, they'll be prevented from entering the casino, and bouncer will drop a mega bomb while exclaiming, "Now I'm angry," or "You little punk." He'll literally drop a bomb on you if you try to glitch. He clearly takes his job very seriously, and maybe too seriously. We'll give him a D on the basis that I don't agree that, you know, dropping a bomb on somebody is the way to react in that situation. Next, we've got Caroline. This is another thing about Abigail, actually, is that there's a lot of theories about whether Pierre is actually the father of Abigail, because Caroline has this, like, gorgeous bright green hair, and Pierre has brown-coloured hair, I think. And then the wizard, this dude down here, has the same coloured hair as Abigail does. Which, you know, I mean, I won't comment, Jodi's best friend can tell her anything. They go to the little aerobics class where they go, all that sort of stuff. I don't have any strong feelings about her. We'll put her in C. Clint, I feel really bad for Clint, because Clint's like one of those universally disliked characters in Stardew. He has this little thing about Emily, and it's kind of creepy. He's also quite grumpy as well a lot of the time. He just seems like he's losing the will to live a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I can completely empathise, but he's not exactly the shining star of Stardew Valley, so we're gonna put him in D. Demetrius. Again, Demetrius isn't really one of those characters that I would really get to know that well. I don't know, I'm gonna put him in C with Caroline. Next is the Dwarf. He's kind of an awkward character to get to for that reason, because you have to upgrade your pickaxe and you have to sort of the dwarvish scrolls, so that marks him down a little bit. The dwarf harbours dislike for Krobus. Well, that means he's getting marked down. He's a gold digger, basically. Look at this, he likes all the nice bling, and he has a lot of dislikes. Sorry, dude, you're going in D tier. Elliot. Elliot's never a character I've dated in the game. What's awkward about him is that his house is like one room. If he's not around and he's in his house, like, you can't get to him full stop, so he is a really awkward character for that reason. And he also comes across as a little bit of a snob. Having said that, I do really appreciate that he's like literary and stuff. So I'm gonna put him in B. He's gonna be our first B. Emily. I like Emily. She's very quirky, and her cutscenes are just really trippy. I feel a bit sorry for her because Clint's always like, you know, trying to get into her pants and stuff, and I'm not too keen on that on her behalf. I don't think she was a dateable character previously, but they made her a dateable character, which means you can essentially just snap her up from under Clint's nose, like... That's kind of funny to me. I think we're gonna put her in A. Granny, what's her face? Alex's grandma. She's very sweet. She sends you cookies in the mail and stuff if you befriend her. And she has to put up with George, who's a miserable old so we're gonna put her up in S. Evelyn, that's her name. George, miserable old Kind of like him though, not gonna lie. As much as he's really horrible, I can't bring to put him low down. I think I'm actually gonna put him in A. This dude. Who the heck is this dude? Oh, Gil is the guy in the, who's in the rocking chair in the Adventurers Guild. You can talk to him once you've done certain things and something special will happen. I can't really have any strong opinions about him. Come back when you've got something to show me, kid. Or Snore. Well, I mean, I completely understand Snore. Hop off, Gil. See. Okay, so the governor. One of my favourite things about Stardew is a little cutscene that you get when you put the Maya Lewis's shorts in the soup. I've got to respect him for having to deal with that. Look at that poor dude's face. It's so funny because before he's like, ew, what's this? And is like, oh, there's a piece of purple material. He's like, it's nicely tangy, which I've always... Which is just so funny and so gross at the same time. I'm gonna put him in B. He deserves to be pretty high up. Good old Grandpa. I like they've given him his dead ghost form rather than the in-bed form. Obviously, we love him and all because he gave us this farm, which ends up being amazing, but Grandpa's kind of a bitch. Let me tell you why. One of the things that is kind of funny is that at the 2-year mark, Grandpa visits you and he basically judges your progress in the game. He judges, I think, like whether you're married or not, how much your pet loves you and things like that, like how your farm has progressed. Grandpa, when you passed me this deed to this farm, in your dying moments, you didn't tell me that I would be graded in 2 years down the line. Having said that, Grandpa is an absolutely great meme because all of the mods that you can get for his like scene at the beginning of the game where he's in bed, it feels mean not putting our kin at the top of the board, but that 2-year judgment thing just doesn't sit right with me. So we're gonna put him in A. We've got Mr. Library fella. Gunther. He's harmless. We have Gus. I quite like Gus. He's like a happy-go-lucky kind of fella. He owns the saloon. He sells pizza. Like, seems like a pretty chill dude. And we're gonna put Gus in B. Haley. She's kind of mean, but she do be very pretty. Some of Haley's cutscenes are really funny. Like, I'm fairly certain there's one where she's trying to take a picture with the cows at Marnie's farm, and she ends up, like, getting knocked over or something. Coconuts, fruit salad, pink cake, and sunflowers. Haley. I think you're gonna go and see. Harvey. Harvey charges us a freaking fortune for our healthcare, but then again, the man has to live and he's got vital skills, so can I really blame him for that? He likes coffee. Coffee's great. Can't really argue with him on that front. He dislikes anything unhealthy though, including cheese, which definitely marks him down a notch.
Chicken nuggets is like my family.
Let's go with B for Harvey. This dude, the guard outside of the witch's hut, the Goblin henchman, and you have to give him something to get past him. I like the fact that he's so easy to distract. You literally give him something and he's like, okay, I've forgotten I ever had a job to do. I'm gonna put him in C. Jazz. She's quite shy and that's quite endearing. She likes fairy roses, pink cake and plum pudding. I don't really have much of an opinion about her. I'm gonna put her in C. Jodi. Jodi seems a bit overbearing because there's that cutscene with Sam where he like drops an egg on the floor and she goes absolutely like batshit at him. Am I being too mean here for putting so many of them in C? Then we've got Kent. I feel kind of bad for him because of his experiences, like PTSD and things like that. Let's put Kent in. I'll put him in C as well with his wife. Krobus. No questions asked is going in S tier. I am taking no questions at this time. Leah. I like Leah. I'm gonna put Leah in S tier. She does some really cool stuff. She does like wood carving and stuff. This dude pilfering the freaking town's funds to make golden statues of himself and stringing Marnie along. He goes straight to the bottom. Do better, Lewis. Do better. Linus has to go to S tier. I don't really have any opinion about this dude, so I'm gonna put him in D. Marnie. I have a love-hate relationship with Marnie. I relate to her a lot because she's kind of a bit scruffy and she always seems a bit flustered and she never wants to work, and I very much understand that, but it does get frustrating whenever you know, want to go buy some hay or whatever for your animals. She's just nowhere to be found. I'm gonna put Marnie in A. Maru. I don't really know much about Maru, but it's cool that she's very sort of scientifically minded, inventing things and stuff like that. I'm gonna put her in B. Mr. Morris. Bye, dude. This is the Mr. Q guy, isn't it? I think I'm gonna put him in C. He does give you a ton of money if you, like, get to a certain floor in, like, the Skull Cavern, which is kind of cool. Pam. Pam's a cool villager to get to know, actually, because I'm fairly certain she sends you batteries in the mail. Pam's harmless enough, you know. I'm gonna put her in C. Penny. I think Penny's an S tier character. She's sweet. She seems like just a good-hearted character. Pierre. I have a lot of respect for Pierre in the end because, like, there's certain dialogue options you can pick when you finish the community community centre and he ends up fighting Mr. Morris, and that shit will never not be funny. It's like some freaking cats fighting or something. We'll put him in B. Robin. Robin's kind of good, you know, because she's a solo worker. She literally, when you decide to upgrade something, she stays there literally day and night for like 3 days completing it. Like, what is that work ethic? Respect to that. And she has lovely ginger hair. So I'm going to put Robin in S tier. Another funny thing about Robin is there's a mod for the grandpa scene at the beginning of the game. How do I even describe this? Basically, pretends that Robin is actually tricking you into thinking that your grandpa is dead, so that you'll come to Stardew Valley, buy lots of buildings, and give her loads of money. And it basically appears as Robin was like a grandpa over her face, and it's the most hilarious stuff. Sam goes straight to S tier. I love Cola Boy. Cola Boy, as I call him, because whenever I date him, I pretty much just do so by giving him cans of Jodi Cola that I fished up out of the river, because I'm a romantic like that. Sandy, she's a hip gal. B, I think. Sebastian has to go to S tier. My moody little emo boy. And in my opinion, Sebastian has the best cutscenes in the game. The only problem is with Sebastian is that he takes so long to befriend, because until you get 3 hearts, you can't go into his room. Shane. He's really mean to you at first, but the more that you get to know him, he is actually a very, very complex character, and he's just a bit guarded. And if you do get to know Shane well enough, you can get blue chickens. Shane's story is really quite heartbreaking. He struggles with very big personal problems. You really do get to feel for him a lot. I'm going to put him in S tier. This annoying little kid, I'm not even going to give any explanation, I'm just going to shove him straight in the D tier. Bye, kid. It's Fisherman guy. I can't remember anything. Willy. He's the one who gives you access to Ginger Island, right? So that's very cool. I'm going to put him in A. It's useful to be able to just fish at the ocean and just sell fish to him straight away. The Wizard. I think I'm going to put the Wizard in A tier as well. He's that much different. The fact that he sort of understands the Junimers and stuff automatically makes him pretty cool. And he also gives you access to all sorts of different cool, you know, bits and pieces, like being able to change your appearance and things like that. Having said that, he gets you to do his dirty work, which is dealing with his ex-wife, which is not really on, is it? Rasmodius. That is what we've got. It's fairly even across the board, actually. Have I done anything that you would do completely differently? Have I made any absolutely outrageous decisions? Let me know in the comments below, and if there are any other tier lists that you'd maybe like to see me do, maybe comment below and I'll have a look at them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye!